What's going on, everyone? Happy Saturday to everyone. Hopefully, everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy. If you had to take a COVID test, hopefully you have tested negative. And if you did test positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery with no long COVID issues. It's time for the Saturday edition of the Pandemic Update for Saturday, September 30th, 2023. That's right, we're almost about ready to enter October. Isn't that hard to believe? But here we are. Starting off today, we do have several things that I have added to my website last night. And first off, this was a story I found yesterday evening. Nearly 200 guests test positive for COVID at Walt Disney World, and that's relatively interesting. Why? Well, the fact that 200 people actually report they've tested positive in a state where we know a lot of people do not take COVID seriously. I mean, Disney is a large theme park down in Florida, so chances are the vast majority of cases do not even get detected. So the fact that we're finding 200 of them, that's relatively alarming. And yes, over 200 cases within, I guess, the last week or two, or as of recently. Let's put it that way. So that's not good. Then we come over to this. Remember last weekend we had a case where Travis Barker tested positive. I believe he's the drummer for Blink-182. Well, he met up with Kourtney Kardashian, who is 44 years old, and guess what? She tested positive for COVID as well. But it turns out this was not her first infection. She's actually had two previous cases, and this is now her third infection. But the story gets even more twisted. She is currently pregnant. They're having a child together. And meanwhile, she was hanging around with him. I guess she already had COVID. I don't know. But she was positive. He's positive. They hung out together. And at the same time, she's pregnant. That's very just careless, if you ask me. Then you come over to this. You know how usually when we see a case of COVID, it says mild symptoms, and it's a mild case, expected to make a full recovery, this and that. Well, this one does say expect to make a full recovery. However, doesn't say mild. The Westfield, Indiana mayor, Andy Cook, tested positive for COVID in late September of this year, just this past week or whatever, and was hospitalized for his case. The reason why I put late September, I could not see an actual date of the positive case, but I do know he is hospitalized for the case. He's expected to make a full recovery and is already recovering. So there you go. An actual case of a political figure where they ended up in the hospital. And in case you're wondering, they are vaccinated and boosted. And it also said they're a Republican. But COVID doesn't matter what party you vote. The point is, this particular case was vaccinated and boosted. I did not see if they had any underlying health-related issues. Alrighty, moving on to this. In Washington State, Yakima County sees a 44% rise in COVID cases. Health District urges vaccinations ahead of respiratory illness season. So cases are starting to rise in Yakima County, Washington. Then we move over to this, and it says this is Italy. We haven't said much about Italy in a while, nor have we heard much about Italy. I did a little search earlier to see if we could get some case information. Sure enough, I just found this, and it was just posted yesterday. COVID Italy, today's data for the week, infection and death bulletin. To my surprise, they're still seeing quite a few deaths in Italy, so the pandemic is clearly not over there. COVID infections and deaths still on the rise in Italy in the week from September 21st through the 27th, according to data released today. 38,775 new cases were recorded. That's up 7.4% compared to the previous week. And get this, 129 new deaths added in Italy. I think that's still quite a bit of a number for Italy, and that's a 10.3% increase from the previous week, which saw 117 deaths. So, I mean, Italy is a much smaller country than the United States, and take a look at that. They are still seeing quite a few deaths. So, to those who say, oh, the pandemic's, oh, it's just mild now. No, Italy is still seeing over 100 deaths each week, with this week being 129 deaths. So something to keep following. I'll keep searching for other countries to see if they post any death and case data. I'm looking here to see if there's anything about hospitalizations. It may be here. Nope, not seeing anything about hospitalizations. But yeah, Italy still doing bad. And remember, they were our epicenter at the beginning of the pandemic back in 2020. All right, we talked about this yesterday. I wanted to show the final results. And I said in a poll on Twitter, do you plan on getting the updated COVID booster or have you gotten it yet? 87.3% said yes. So the vast majority said yes. Just 12.7% said no. And a large number of people said they are waiting to get the Novavax, which is fully understandable for many different reasons. Let's take a look at air qualities across the United States. And what you will see here is things are better in Pennsylvania, but there are some bad air qualities up in the Northeast, which is not good to see. Look at this, a lot of areas above 100. Don't like seeing that. Some poor air qualities across the Great Lakes, but the Rocky Mountains are not doing too bad. I am seeing here near Denver some bad air qualities. Don't know what that's about. If you know what that is, please let me know down below. I would love to find out. Maybe there's a bad fire there. Sometimes when there's a big fire that happens, it shows up in the air quality meters. And take a look here, Oregon and Washington, not too good today. I'm seeing some yellows, and I'm also seeing some higher numbers as well, and still a few spots in Nevada, or is that Western Nevada? No, it's California. California and Western Nevada. Could be a wildfire going on here. Again, if you know what this is as well, let me know in the comments down below, because that is definitely affecting your air quality, and when there's bad air quality, it can have an impact on health. Walgreens this week was 27.7% positivity rate. And now let's take a look at some of these wastewater scan sites. We did a few yesterday. We're going to do some more today. Let's go to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We have not checked that site in a while. And look at this. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for COVID is coming up high. And wow, it is really rising right now. The overall trajectory is rising, but over the last week or so, since September 19th, it's rapidly rising now. That is not good to see. Influenza at this time is low. RSV, it was starting to rise, but it dropped back to 0, so that's low. Low HMPV. And oh, look at this. Oh, this is not good. So we have found yet another MPOX case. We're literally just finding this as I am doing this recording. So on September 21st, there was detection of an MPOX case in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area. This is now the third MPOX case we have seen detected in wastewater this week. So obviously this is starting to get a little concerning because we've now seen 3 different sites. The other 2 were, one was Georgia, Atlanta area, and the other one was out in California. So something we're going to keep watching. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to go through a whole bunch of sites later on today, not while we're recording, of course. I'm going to go through a whole bunch more sites and see if there's any other detected out there. And if there are, I will show that to you in the next pandemic update. Norovirus, take a look at this. That's low, but it is out there. It's being detected in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Let's continue on here. Will we randomly find another MPOX? I don't know. Let's go down to North Carolina. Let's go down here to like southeast North Carolina. Let's see what's going on there. And here, COVID. Wow. So as you know, the South has peaked, but not all areas. I mean, it really varies state by state and even right down to a county. You may have a state that overall is dropping, but then you may find a county that's rising. Maybe it's close to a area that has college football. Whatever the case may be, this particular site, the overall trajectory since July is up, and yeah, it's continuing to rise. We go back to September 15th and on. It's been rising significantly. The level is high. Influenza started to rise, then it dropped. It's back to low. No RSV, no HMPV. And look at this, we've done it again. Another MPOX case. So this now makes 4 wastewater sites in the United States that are now reporting MPOX cases. And if there's 4, something tells me there's likely more out there. This is just by coincidence, folks, that we happen to come across an MPOX case while doing this video. So hopefully the CDC soon does an update. They're really laid back on it, but This is concerning. MPOX is out there, and it's apparently starting to spread again. Something that the World Health Organization, said, oh, it's not an emergency anymore. Well, something's going on because we're starting to find cases of it in wastewater again. Be vigilant, my friends. Norovirus, look at this. Norovirus is now rapidly rising at this wastewater site. This is high levels of norovirus. This is Kinston, North Carolina, in case you're wondering, where this MPOX case is, and of course this really high, rapid rise of norovirus levels. Let's continue on. Will we find yet another MPOX case? Hopefully not, but how about we come down here to Tallahassee, Florida? What's going on there? Still high levels of COVID in this area. Dropping, but on the most recent update, started to rise again. Influenza is rapidly rising here now. Still low, but I don't think it's going to be low for much longer. We expect it to rise there at this time of year, but it is a couple weeks ahead of schedule. RSV has been up and down. It's back to zero now. HMPV not detected. No MPOX case at this location, and norovirus is low at this time. I say we should go out to the West Coast now. Or first, let's go to Texas, then we'll go to the West Coast, because there's not a lot of data to report on today. So I do like to get more of these wastewater sites in when we can, because obviously finding something like MPOX, that is important. Let's go down closer to Houston. Hopefully we will not find an MPOX case here, but something tells me we may. COVID, the overall trajectory has been up. It is starting to drop now pretty significantly. Influenza is low. RSV is on the rise right now. It's going straight up. That's not good, but it's still low. HMPV is not detected, but low. Low MPOX, and norovirus is medium, but rising at this time. And now let's go out to the West Coast. We'll end things in the West Coast. Hopefully we do not find another MPOX case. All right, let's go just northwest of Fresno. This would be Madera, California. And in this wastewater site, COVID is low, influenza is low, and you can see here RSV is low, none detected there. HMPV was detected, now it's back to zero. No MPOX cases, and norovirus is low at this time. Coming over here, we had the latest variant update yesterday, EG.5. I have to refresh this. EG.5 is still the leading variant. It's at 29.4%. And HV.1 is now up to 12.9%. That's the next variant we're watching for a possibility of a wave. New Jersey, many hospitals did not report today. Only 45 out of 70. That comes to 406 hospitalizations. We know the actual hospitalization number is much higher, and we know New Jersey tends to correct this as we head into the start of a new week, so we'll have to see what happens. Philadelphia, coming across the river, 788 EMS incidents yesterday. That's getting closer to 800 again. Something that is concerning. The suburbs are seeing a lot of respiratory calls right now. I'm seeing 3 in Montgomery County, and just a few minutes ago, and still is the case. Chester County, look at all these calls. Not 1 respiratory call, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 respiratory calls right now, and a call for a sick person. And just prior to doing this recording, I had Center County dispatch on. First call I heard, COVID positive, O2 saturation's dropping really low, difficulty breathing. So yeah, like I have been saying, this really varies from area to area, and it would appear Pennsylvania might be on the rise again, because yeah, this is the most respiratory calls I've seen in a long time. And this morning when I woke up, there were several respiratory calls at 7:30 in the morning. So this is relatively concerning. There's 3 in Montgomery County. Add in the Chester County, that's 9. Yeah, not good. Now let's take a ride up to New Jersey Turnpike. No update for New York State on the weekends, but we'll repeat yesterday's number. 3,726 positives. And let's take a look at the current hospitalization number, which currently stands at 1,625 and 164 people in the ICU. Briefly, let's take a look at some international numbers, and then we'll end this for today. Around the world, we don't usually show the worldwide number anymore, but it is good to point out that it is only down 21%, so that's not that much of a drop. Romania, cases up 32%, deaths up 50%. Singapore, cases up 132%. And deaths up 1%, although that is 10 versus 0. They reported none last week. And then Brazil, cases are now up 183% still. Deaths, however, are down 43%. Australia, cases now up 30%, and deaths are down, deaths are up 63%. And let's just do one more here. Bulgaria, cases are up 101%, and 6 deaths versus 1. All right, what have we learned today? Well, we learned something interesting. We're seeing more wastewater sites with MPOX cases popping up. I'm going to do some research on that and look into, I'm not going to go through the whole map, but I am going to do a deep dive into that map and see how many there are, mark it down, I'll tweet it out. And also, I do have an announcement to make. Type in my name, Data Report on Blue Sky, and watch what happens. Yes, I have finally joined Blue Sky. So many people have left me comments. I wasn't going to do it. Then I'm finding out some of my friends are now on Blue Sky, so I figured, what the heck, why not? Let's join Blue Sky. It sounds like they're clearly crying for someone to be reporting on COVID there, so I said, what the heck, why not? Whatever I post on Twitter, the majority of it you'll see me post also on Blue Sky, at least for the news. The random stuff that I post, I don't know, maybe not. But yes, I am on Blue Sky now. Alrighty guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. If you know anyone that needs to see this content, by all means, share this with them. I will see you all again next time. Our next update, I don't know if there will be a Sunday update. There will definitely be a Monday update. So until I see you again, stay safe, everyone, and have a fantastic weekend.